Operating Holland's LocknLoad wheel chock. First, let's review the key components of the LocknLoad chock. The ramp, lateral paddle, handle, lock pedal, and chock removal assist lever are all key components that you will interface with while using the chock. When applying the LocknLoad chock to a typical vehicle, position the chock outboard of the vehicle such that the lateral paddle is to the outside of the tire. Make sure the lateral paddle is as close as possible to the tire sidewall. A gap of up to 3/4 of an inch is allowable. Certain half-ton and wide wheelbase vehicles may require the LocknLoad wheel chock to be installed with the lateral paddle on the inside of the tire. In these certain cases, position the chock outboard of the vehicle such that the lateral paddle is to the outside of the tire for the front end of the vehicle. For the rear, position the chock such that the lateral paddle is to the inside of the tire. Make sure the lateral paddle is as close as possible to the tire sidewall. A gap of up to 3/4 of an inch is allowable. Here is an example of the LocknLoad wheel chock being applied to a wide wheelbase vehicle. Notice the lateral paddle towards the inside of the tire. Loading procedure. First, remove the chock from the storage pan. To do this, grab the handle of the chock with one hand, and with the other hand, rotate the red or green lock pedal to unlock the teeth. Pull the chock up and away from the storage pan to remove it. Once removed, rotate the ramp to the upright position. Next, secure the chock to the grating. Position the chock onto the grating with the ramp close to the tire as shown, with the gap being 3/4 of an inch or less. Make sure the teeth are set in the grating and the chock is flat and level with the grating. Lock the red or green lock pedal. Pull up on the handle to ensure the teeth are locked into the grating. If not, unlock the chock and repeat installation. For added convenience, the LocknLoad chock can also be locked using your foot. Position the chock onto the grating with the ramp close to the tire. Then use your foot to actuate the lock pedal and lock the chock into the grating. Be sure to pull up on the handle to ensure the teeth are locked into the grating. Another way to verify that the teeth are engaged into the grating properly is to look for a gap between the chock removal assist lever and the lateral paddle. If the gap is there, this means that the chock teeth are properly locked into the grating. A white decal should be showing within the gap for an added visual. Here is an example of the LocknLoad wheel chock locked on the grating. Notice the white decal showing, which means the chock is properly engaged with the grating. Unloading procedure. First, remove the chock from the grating. Unlock the red or green lock pedal, grab the handle, and then pull the chock up and away. In rare instances, the vehicle may have shifted its weight against the chock during transit. If this has happened, the chock removal assist lever is a feature included on the LocknLoad chock to help remove the chock while the vehicle weight is resting against it. To remove the chock using the chock removal assist lever, first unlock the red or green lock pedal. While holding the lock pedal down with one hand, use your other hand to rotate the assist lever until the chock pops free of the grating. Be sure to rotate the chock removal assist lever back to its stowed position after removing the chock. Next, secure the chock to the storage pan. Rotate the ramp down to its storage position. Then rotate the red or green lock pedal to unlock the teeth and place the chock against the storage pan. Maintain pressure on the chock against the storage pan with one hand and rotate the lock pedal back to the locked position with the other hand. Make sure the orientation of the chock is with the lateral paddle pointing downward. Do's and don'ts. Once the chock is installed onto the grating, the resulting gap from the tire to the ramp should be 3/4 of an inch at a maximum. The chock should be installed with the ramp as close to the tire as possible. The ramp should never be more than 3/4 of an inch away from the tire. The chock should never be installed with the ramp in the down position. The ramp should only be folded down for storage purposes. When installed properly, the LocknLoad chock should be parallel with the grating. If the chock is unlevel with the grating in any way, then it is not properly installed. Look for the gap between the chock removal assist lever and the lateral paddle as another visual cue of proper installation. If the gap is not there, then the chock is not properly installed and must be reinstalled. The chock should be laterally positioned so that the lateral paddle is as close to the tire as possible. The gap from the lateral paddle to the side wall of the tire should never be more than 3/4 of an inch. For questions, please call 1-708-672-2300 or email customer service@hollandco.com.